Hey guys, there's a new update for the JNG2. Let's see what it looks like. Well, it looks like they added a new level. I think I actually added 2 levels for this game and a bunch of new weapons, as I can see, and other gadgets. Alright, let's try this thing out. Let's see what this actually is about. Alright, so I created a character number 3. I'm just gonna go with the continue here. Now, where should I start? Well, let's see, we got a new levels here. It's the level of the insectoid colony right here, and it's the Skyway Alpha. The Skyway Alpha actually recycles some old assets from the first level, which isn't really cool. I thought they might actually, I mean, this game is supposed to have like, what, 12 levels? 15 top? I think that's what they said. And they're just recycling assets from one of the levels. That just seems like cheating, I was expecting 12 levels that each one of them would actually have unique assets, unique environment, unique enemies, but instead, yeah, we got the Skyway Alpha, which is just a quick rush through the assets of the first level. I mean, the level is fine, it's actually kind of fun, but we'll get to that later. Now, I'm gonna show you the new weapons here. We got a Vulcan DZN, whatever that is. You remember the Vulcan from the JNG1? Probably. It's one of those things that it was shooting some kind of a steam, I think, in front of the ship. I don't know, something like that. I'm just gonna go with all these other things away so you can see what exactly the Vulcan does. And you can actually see it's not doing much. What I like about this weapon is that you can actually see the projectiles. It's just there, I mean, the ship the ship kind of just flashes orange in front of it, and it just does the damage on the other end of the map. Now you can see the reach of this weapon is actually, much better than in JNG1. Except of damage, I mean, this thing, the tooltip says DPS 420, which seems to be much more than the Magnavolt has, 280. But for some reason, Magnavolt is just, like Magnavolt. I mean, they nerfed this gun a lot during the second patch, but it seems like the power actually got back. Plus, I got the anarchons. We're gonna talk about that later. Now, in the last update, I showed you the use of the electro balls, using them as a sentries. With the blast projector, you can actually, you're just gonna be glad for any sentry you can get, because any sentry is just going to project the power of the main weapon into it. So, the more sentries you have, the more damage output obviously will be. Now, I think they added maybe this little bit of a window here that actually summarize all the DPS you have. For some reason, it just doesn't count in the blast projector and the number of droids or sentries you have. So just putting the electro ball in here instead of the Vulcan just doesn't really change the DPS. I mean, it does, but only in the terms of the DPS of the weapon I just swapped, which was the Vulcan 420 and the electro ball 150. So yeah, I'm keeping Vulcans here right now, although I should probably go for the electro balls. Now the reason I'm keeping Vulcans here is that I like the front power. I mean, the new mission that the Alpha, what was it called, Skyway Alpha, is actually very fast. It kind of reminds me of the Water World. The thing is, you really need to shoot fast and kill the targets in front of the ship, and the Magnavolt just doesn't have the fire rate for that. It does have the damage to multiple targets, but if you're just targeting one ship at a time, the Vulcans probably do a better job. I mean, it doesn't have the damage output, but I know, it's just there. Now, you can see there's a swarm. It's a missile. I think in JNG1, maybe the gold edition, you actually had something like this, but it wasn't a front weapon, it wasn't a missile. What this thing does is that it just releases those green flies that just fly around and hit stuff. It's not much. I mean, I got it on the highest level and it just doesn't seem to have enough pellets, but it's probably the best missile we have around here. I mean, when I just look at the missile, we got the Flea Circus, homing missiles, and yeah, well, I mean, there's not very much to choose from, so, like, you can probably roll with whatever you want. As a bomb, I have the Godfinger. I don't really know why I'm like carrying this weapon around, but you can see this hand in there, just shoots green lasers, or whatever. I mean, I don't really know what it does. It has the highest DPS though, and it acts as a sentry, so naturally you're gonna get the benefit of the blast projector on this one. So yeah, I think maybe, let's see, there's a Xenon 3 Giga Blaster that's, you know, equally good choice, only doesn't have as much DPS. It also acts as a sentry, so you can use that if you want. Okay, so let's get back to total weapons and let's see what else is new. In the last update, I mean, I haven't played the Atarix update, but we had some sort of a hexagon, but this one is changed. I think in the Atarix update they actually brought a whole new hexagon. The last one you could have seen in the last video I uploaded, I'm sorry. It looked a little bit different. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean right now. Oh shit, I don't have money. That's okay, I can probably just and some, there we go. So I'm just gonna swap it for this thingy right there, and I'm just gonna see what it does. Hold on. This is actually something that the anarchons are doing. Hold on, this should look much better. Okay, so actually, you know what? Let's just put this elsewhere. Now you can see what the shit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. It should be shooting in this straight line, but for some reason it's not. Well, you know what, it probably doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use the aim module here. Now, you can see what it does. It just shoots the hexa things pretty much everywhere. It should be just shooting straight forward. I don't know why it's not shooting straight forward. Well, right now I know it's because of these, but it still doesn't feel like it's much straight. What I like about this weapon is that those hexagons just stay in there for a while, okay? So basically, they're just gonna damage anything that goes through them, and they stay on the screen for quite a while, so they're really good, and I really like it. I think DPS of this weapon is 440, which is almost as good as the Vulcan. I think they actually might have a bigger damage than the Vulcan, but twice the heating, so yeah, that might be an issue. The last hexagon I introduced in one of those patches or updates, whatever, it was shooting at much higher fire rate, and it had kind of like close range, but this one seems to be much more useful, although the fire rate does make it a little bit uneasy to choose from, really. Okay, let's just sell this thing. Let's go somewhere farther away. So when I entered the game, I actually had two more weapons in here that I'm not seeing there anymore. It was the sidearm, and it was I mean, the tooltip in the name was kind of like weird, toxic gun something, and it just isn't there. It was the same as the Vulcan, only it was green and ACD. I think they might be actually preparing the weapon, and somehow it just winded up in my inventory. I don't know how. Actually, you know what? Let's go to one of my next profiles. Maybe you can actually see it in there. It's gonna be a little bit of a, you know, a weird, because those weapons aren't officially in the game yet. No, I can't see it in here. Probably, yeah, I just started a new game. I'm sorry for this. Maybe the first profile might have it. I mean, for some reason, when I started the career, I had it during the first two rounds, I think, and then it just disappears from my inventory, so I don't really know. And I don't see it here either, so it's because I'm... Okay, well, I'm not gonna show you, but they're probably preparing some new weapons. So yeah. Now let's see what else. We got a Shogun. Shogun, the first time I read this was like shotgun, and that's actually exactly what this weapon is. I'm just gonna show you how it shoots. It's just a, see, bam bam, bam bam, bam bam. Just two shots in a quick succession. It's a shotgun weapon. Though minor DPS, 180, that's not good at all. I mean, there are far better weapons to use than this. This might be good when you start a game, but seriously, 3 tornado railguns completely nail the weapon down, so absolutely, I think there's absolutely no reason to actually use that at this point. And that's pretty much everything from the weapons. The Magnavolt still being pretty much the best thing around. Now we got some gems in here. I think that's the anarchon. You can actually see what it does. It increases weapon damage by 40%, but it completely scatters the precision of the weapon. Now, when you compare this to the damage booster, 20% increase, but you know, somehow, what is it? Hit points decrease. I mean, the anarchon is probably a much better choice. Of course, if you want to compensate for the loss of the aim, you can always use the aim enhancer, which I'm currently doing. And the best thing you can do is bring a front weapon that basically doesn't really need to be accurate to be effective, which Magnavolt kinda is, so I'm just choosing the Magnavolt to be there, and it does all the work really. Yeah, there's a Magnetrix. I haven't actually used this one. It could be good if you're having some troubles lining yourself towards the boss, you know, when he just goes up and you're going up with a delay and those shots just don't line up with him immediately. This could really help, but I never had this much issue with that, so I don't know, it just seems like not really a cool thing. The Angler Mangler. Now this might be a very interesting weapon, considering to use this with the rotary cage, which we'll get to in a moment. This thing can actually increase damage boost by 60% if you're hitting the ship from behind. Of course, you have to ask yourself a question, how many times will you actually be hitting ships from behind? Well, with the rotary cage, you might be hitting them from behind a lot more often, but I think most of the time you're probably gonna be just having those, facing those things head on, you know, and I'm not entirely sure how to utilize this weapon yet. I mean, it's possible that in the future there are gonna be more weapons like the Van Buren laser or something like that. You know, it just shoots everywhere around the ship, and in this case, if you just move in the front of the screen and you just shoot this weapon, it's gonna hit everything from behind, so it might be useful, or kind of a bit more useful. With Magnavolt, I don't know if the chain lighting effect actually counts as a hit from behind. It's kind of really hard to say. I didn't try to use this, okay, so if you just want to try this on, just, you know, do your stuff. I don't really care. I don't think it's currently much of a useful, but it might change. Alright. We got bombs. Now bombs are very interesting this time around. We got the acid cloud. Now the acid cloud is very interesting because what it does, you can actually see it here, it, hold on, a bomb button, this one. If you drop it mid-air, it just creates a cloud which then just rains acid down on anything below. But if you hit a target, it actually creates a sort of the cloud anyway, I guess. Yeah, it just, you know, it just acid burns anything, and it kind of actually is cool, I think. I mean, it can have huge damage. I mean, look at it. It just rains through everything. It's awesome, you know. But I never really used it, so who knows. I mean, it seems cool enough, but I just didn't find use for it. The Dragon Ball, on the other hand, I mean, if you're beginning to play this game, this is really a very viable bomb. If you're not using the blast projector, that is. I'm gonna show you what it does. It drops a bomb, and that bomb... Shit, there's a hole in there. I need the surface, hold on. It rolls and it just goes on fire, you know, and it just damages anything. It just follows your ship, you know, as you move forward and backward, it just follows it and sets anything on fire. It has a timer, I guess. Shit, I can't... Oh, there you go. See? It's just rolling in there and doing damage. I just fall through, but you can imagine what it can actually do to buildings, you know. This is a great weapon to have against buildings, because with those buildings you can just ram them down, just throw a few of these Dragon Balls in there and just, you know, go left and forth, and it just destroys everything eventually in time. So that's a great bomb, you know, that's a great idea. I really like it. Cool. The new bomb is a Monkey Maniac. To be honest, I haven't tried this one yet. Whoa. Alright, it looks interesting. Hold on, let me just... Okay. That's not bad actually. I mean, it has a damage and it goes immediately up, which is great, I think. Well, this could be interesting, bomb. I like the damage. I mean, I was using Cauldrons before, but this seems to be actually more interesting with higher damage output. Wow. And look at this shit. It has 500 damage. Wow. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. You know, I'm kind of like impressed with this. Plus you have batch size of 6. It's not bad. And that's probably it. I haven't tried the Travolta yet. I'm not entirely sure what it does. Oh, it's this kind of weapon, I know. Okay, the Travolta seems to be interesting too, but you know, it's not a newest weapon, it's been there for a while. Never used it. Anyway, I'm using the Godfinger because of the sentry issue we already talked about. Okay, now one more thing I'm gonna show you is devices. We got a loadout swapper. Now this is something they got a directive from the JNG1. The thing is, in JNG1 you had those numbers in the middle of the shop screen, and you could just you know, switch to different loadouts like this, just equip different weapons in there, and then you could just switch in-game by using numbers. This time I think it's not completely complete yet. I mean, they still have a work to do. It just says that it swaps the current loadout with the first one in the cargo bay, which is here. But how are you gonna do this? It's just going to swap one weapon or everything, and in what order? I can't tell. I haven't tried this one yet. I think there are gonna be some updates on this one. It's definitely not finished. The repulsor is interesting though. I'm gonna show you what it does. So we know this, hold on, this thing, we can just switch the center of the rotation of those droids to the front, but then you can expand. And this can actually be very interesting when used with the electro ball. I'm gonna show you right here. Hold on. There you go, and there you go, and you can just, you know, like break havoc on much greater scale. I mean, look at it. See? It just goes really wide and all the lighting just comes out of it and it just destroys pretty much anything. If you need to defend yourself from something, just go back, you know, you can just do it like this. I mean, this is actually really useful. I think it has the right damage. You know, I really like it. I really like how it destroys everything in your way. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much about the new repulsor thing. I have tried it before, but I'm using the Power Blast because it seems like there's been more antimatter in the game than before, so that's probably a good thing. Now, yeah, let's talk about equipment. We got some new stuff in there. We got the cooling fan. The cooling fan is a very cool thing. It increases the cooling by 200% if you upgrade it to the max level. Now you need to think about this as it's not going to make your heating go up, you know, lower. It's actually going to go down, to make it go down faster. Okay, so you're still gonna heat up pretty quick if you have high heat weapons, but when you overshoot it or when you just stop shooting, it's gonna go down really quickly. You know, like 200% quicker. So that's like immediately. You know, that's good. That's good. But I found out that there is also the heat valve. I actually have it right here. Now the heat valve, this is actually a very interesting thing. Every 5 seconds it just releases portion of your build-up heat. And it just goes like a flamethrower to 2 directions in front of your ship. And it transfers 20% of your total DPS, which is here, I think, 2521. As a damage to anything around you, which is actually kind of cool. Not to mention with this thing, you can just hold on. I'm just gonna show you. I have no heating from this. Hold on, I'm just gonna remove these things and put Vulcans there. They have more heating, so I'm gonna build up some heat and show you what I mean. I mean, look at the heat meter. Okay, it goes up, and eventually it goes down. See, I'm almost to 0. So I can shoot really long time and it just goes down again almost to 0. I mean, if I didn't have the heat valve, I would be overheated like 3 times already. So this thing really helps, and you can just keep shooting, and, you know, and eventually if you just for a moment stop shooting, you go down and you can just repeat this process over and over again. It's a really great thing to have, and I think this is maybe a little bit too overpowered at this point. I mean, it totally beats the cooling fan, but hey, it's their game, so whatever. We got a panic attack. Increases the power of the ship when HP gets below 30. Yeah. Could be interesting, but I'm not exactly the kind of a guy who would just let his hit points fall really low so I could have the damage output, but yeah, whatever. And then there's the Zelda Panzer. I haven't used this one. It's probably something like armor, only, you know, a little bit different numbers here. Again, I haven't tried this one, so maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the loadout. I'm actually going to do a little bit more things here. I'm gonna show you what I'm actually running right now, because this seems like a really good rig. You can see I have the gem connector, because I have the blast projector, which, as we explained before, teleports clones of the shots from my main weapon only to all of my drones. So, you know, obviously I'm just gonna want to have more drones. At this point I'm just gonna go with the electro balls to have more drones. I have a drone as the Godfinger, I have a drone as the rammer, and yeah, with that being said, at the test range I am generating 0 heat at this point. Okay, so I don't need the heat ball, obviously. I'm just gonna put it right in the inventory, right here. And I'm gonna use instead the buzzsaw, because it increases the damage of my drones. So this thing is gonna have collision DPS 500 plus 550 with the anarchon. Also, you can see I have 2 anarchons here that connect together with the aim enhancer to my Magnavolt. So my Magnavolt DPS isn't 280, but it's somewhat around 600 something. You know, it's really good. And this gets projected to my Circulus, 4 times. Okay, then the Electro Balls, it's 6. Then you got the Godfinger and the Rammer. So that's 8 times this number. Okay, it's insane. I mean, it's just seriously insane. I'm not sure what I mean. Just going right straight through these things and just cut through them like nothing, like butter, you know. I mean, this is insane. And look at my aim. I mean, I'm supposed to be really messy with it. I mean, I have 2 anarchons joining together on my main weapon, but with the aim enhancer I can still shoot very straight and hit whatever I need to hit. I mean, this is just madness, you know. I mean, look at this, bam, there you go. You know, it's just really magical thing to have, really. I like it very much. Okay, so enough talking. Let's see those new levels. I'm gonna show you the first one. That's the fast one. Let's see the Skyrail Alpha. It's really fast one, and you know, as I said, it's recycling aces from the previous levels. So this is kind of like, you know, yeah, it's a huge ride, fast ride. When you play this game for the first time, just make sure to bring a lot of firepower, front firepower. I mean, at this point I'm not exactly having much of a front firepower, but I have those electro balls. They seem to be doing the stuff for me, so this is really good. Also, you probably won't notice, but there are crates in there, and inside those crates you have something like that, you know, it freezes your heating, which is good. You know, if you're having trouble with this level, just, you know, it doesn't matter. Just equip your best weapons. Even though you have a high heating, just keep an eye out for those crates, destroy them, and collect those freezing particles. And just gonna freeze your heating, and it's just gonna go 0. There you go again, particles. And you can see my heating meter is just frozen. I can go. I mean, if I was generating heat, it would right now be 0, and I could just you know, go on with this. It would be really super easy. So there you go, this is the level. It's actually kind of fast-paced. I like it, especially when you have weapons like this. You can just make a quick work of it. Yeah, I can actually see that this is kind of silly. I think the difficulty right now... Oh shit, I had... What? It cut through my shield. Well done. Anyway, I think the difficulty right now is Nightmare. It's not even insane, so this is actually pretty easy. But again, I mean, this is at this point, this might be the best thing that's been in the game so far. Yeah, I mean, awesome. This is really going very nicely. Now, obviously, if you want to use the aim enhancer, you might as well just start training your right hand, left hand actually, at the controlling the ship, because you're gonna have your right hand on the mouse. If you have a gamepad though, you can have your left hand on a gamepad controlling the ship, which much smoother movement, and that's actually going to make the job much easier. I have mine right here, but I don't have batteries, just charging them, so screw that, I'm not gonna show you. So yeah, there you go, that was easy, fast level again, kind of good one. And the insectoid colony, if you remember the alien colony from JNG1, this is pretty much the same thing. I think some of those enemies, like this one, that just died, they are actually directly from the JNG1, only their sprites have been revamped, you know, they look much cooler this time. Actually, most of these sprites look really sharp to me. I think they did a magnificent job transferring these to HD. Actually, and this stick, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, look at it, look at it. Whee! There you go. I mean, seriously, I like those sticks. You know, it just, I mean, I hate pigs in real life, so it's a very nice thing that I actually can kill pigs in this game. It's great. Also, a little bit of a disappointment is the music. I mean, the music is awesome, obviously, but what I meant to say is that the music is just being recycled at this point. It seems like Machina Supremacy, whatever it's called, pronounced anyway. I think they are going to, oh, another tick, there we go. So I think they're going to actually do a little bit more music for this game, I hope, but right now I think it's probably not the main thing to focus, the main focus of the developers of the game. So, you know, like maybe later. Right now, we're just focusing on the new levels, new enemies and stuff like that, which is fine. I mean, you know, I was hoping maybe we could hear some new songs, because songs in this game are just fucking awesome. There you go, a duck. I mean, half of the game is actually the music, you know, I think, and this just doesn't seem to do it justice. I mean, I like this music, but more tracks would be nice. Also, this level has a boss, which actually doesn't really have. The boss is currently under construction, so there is no boss in this level, which is probably a good thing, because when I was here for the first time, I just couldn't beat it. I mean, I was almost dead most of the time. These things store a lot of antimatter. You can just shoot it down and collect it all. See, that's the boss under construction. So yeah. What? I didn't even beat my best score? Oh, whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much it, I guess. I'm just gonna continue the next difficulty. So that's it. That's all the new Jets and Guns update actually has to offer. So I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next update. See what's new in the next update. Yep. Alright, so take care, and I'll see you about a month from now, I suppose. I mean, they said they will be releasing updates every month or so. So I'll see you then. Tutorial. Come on. Co to kurwa? Do prdele. Jsi dělají kozy? Tam někam dali nulu navíc, ne ty vole. Come on. Just die already. Ty vole. Tohle je to tutoriál, no. Come on. Last one. There you go. Oh shit, I missed. Yes! Yes! No! No! Come on! Seriously. Wow. Yeah, I did.